Hello, Morongo Basin and listeners around the world online at Z107.7 FM.com. This is your Z107.7 Local news for Saturday, May 2nd, 2026. After nearly 1 year of operation, Yucca Valley's fine dining and live music venue Mojave Gold will be closing its doors this weekend. Reporter Gabriel Hart reached out to the original owners Cooper Gillespie and Greg Gordon and various local musicians to comment on the venue's sudden closing.
11 months after Z107.7 FM announced their opening, Mojave Gold announced that they will be closing with final dinner service this Sunday, May 3rd. Their Instagram post said, quote, "Some goodbyes are harder than others. This is one of them," unquote, featuring photos of many employees who are no longer with the establishment, including Cooper Gillespie and Greg Gordon, who opened the fine dining and music venue with an ambitious spirit last May.
It was never about the money. More like, what can we do for our community? And this was it. And I think it was doing really well.
The announcement that it is closing, and no one was more surprised than us.
Local musician and promoter Palo Santo held his monthly homestead sessions at the venue. He said Mojave Gold's closing is a good lesson of perception, how a business might appear successful, but what happens with numbers and investors behind the scenes is a different story.
It's a bit, discouraging and disappointing. I don't blame the owners at all. I know it was a huge venture and they had huge overhead, and they were pretty transparent about that from the beginning, just saying that, it was a lot to take on, which I could only imagine. The place is beautiful. The sound was great. The stage is nice. The whole thing, and the restaurant as well. So I think it's a huge loss for the community as far as being another, one of that caliber of a great spot.
Z107.7's own Pat Kearns of the local music showcase also frequented the club's respectable stage with his folk duo, the Kearns family. Because Pat interacts with many musicians and business owners, he said the word on the street was daunting, if not confusing, given the venue's popularity.
I just heard rumors along the way, and a lot of when the people in charge and management starts changing around, you start to wonder whatever's going on. That's by far the best thing about Mojave Gold, is that the community came to support local bands. I think it almost seemed like they did better local acts than the national acts.
Jessica Von Rabbit, who played the club just last weekend when the closing was announced, said she had a feeling it was closing, but it wasn't for lack of local enthusiasm.
It was packed. The restaurant was packed. The club venue side was packed. Drinks were flowing. People were having a great time. People were excited to see both bands. I'll just say it was thriving. It's a real head scratcher to see that and then know that it's closing. So, people were having fun. But yeah, in the back of my mind, it's definitely disheartening to see this prominent and popular music venue close its doors. The desert is alive and abundant with talent and creativity, and there's just not enough spaces out here to hold court. So music is community. Music waters our soul, and we need extra watering out here in the desert because this can be a lonely place without the camaraderie that the music scene brings. And I hope somebody figures something out. It doesn't have to be fancy. We don't need some fancy super LA style venue. We just need something comfortable and affordable where people can get together and hear music.
Jessica, Pat, and Paulo all agreed musicians don't need anything lavish, but that trust and respect is key. Kern says bands want a respectful stage, good sound, and management that treats musicians fairly. Paulo added that a venue's trusted reputation adds an anchor to a musician's often existential navigation. While Mojave Gold may have delivered on these essentials, the high desert's often isolating vastness and fluctuating economics may continue to be a challenge for whatever business fills its void as a community music headquarters. Reporting for Z107.7 News, I'm Gabriel Hart.
The 29 Palms Artists Guild announced they're celebrating their 75th anniversary Diamond Jubilee with a night of music, dancing, raffles, food, and a silent auction. The event is set for tonight from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the 29 Palms Art Gallery. The Jubilee is open to the public, but attendance is limited and tickets must be purchased in advance. Ticket prices include dinner and dessert. You can purchase tickets from the website at 29palmsartgallery.com or in person at the gallery gift shop. The 29 Palms Art Gallery is located out at 74055 Cottonwood Drive in 29 Palms. The recent death of a mountain lion on the Yucca Grade is highlighting the need for a wildlife crossing over the busy highway. Reporter Heather Clisby has more.
The call came in around 1 a.m. on Sunday, April 26. A fatality on the Yucca Grade. An unlucky mountain lion crossed paths with a moving vehicle and lost its life. The male cat, approximately 18 months old, was attempting to cross Highway 62 but never made it. The struck lion came from the San Gabriel-San Bernardino Mountains population, listed earlier this year as a threatened evolutionary significant unit under the California Endangered Species Act. The big cat's death brought fresh attention to the call for wildlife crossings in the area. With as many as 1,500 such crossings in the U.S., these overpass structures are designed to provide safe passage for wildlife while also reducing dangerous vehicle collisions. The crossings also address the challenge of wildlife inbreeding among secluded populations. Last February, California's Wildlife Conservation Board entrusted $5.5 million in grant funding to the Mojave Desert Land Trust for the design of 2 wildlife crossings over Highway 62, arching the Morongo and Yucca grades. These segments are known for wildlife fatalities, including mountain lion, black bear, deer, and bighorn sheep. The proposed crossings will have an earthen base that feature native plants across sloping arcs. Each side will feature directional fencing to guide wildlife to the crossing, as well as some blockage of traffic light and noise. Reporting for Z107.7, this is Heather Clisby.
The grand finale of the Levitt Spring Concert Series is tonight at Freedom Plaza in 29 Palms. It begins at 6 p.m. with Twinkle Toes of the High Desert bringing a playful, family-friendly movement experience to the plaza, perfect for all ages. Opening up for the concert series this evening is Neil Soyland, a Los Angeles-based musician and singer-songwriter known for his eclectic, cinematic approach to songwriting and arrangement. Drawing inspiration from the masterworks of Brian Wilson and Gary Usher, he blends classic pop sensibilities with a fresh modern perspective. And closing out the series tonight is Dan Navarro and his band, which features artists from Los Angeles and the High Desert. Dan Navarro's 40-year career as a songwriter, artist, singer, and voice actor includes 17 acclaimed albums, thousands of concerts, Oscar-winning films Coco and Happy Feet, television, video games, commercials, and writing hits like Pat Benatar's Grammy-nominated We Belong. Bring your blankets, lawn chairs, and picnic baskets or grab something delicious from the on-site food vendors. Admission is free. It's happening tonight starting at 6 p.m. at Freedom Plaza, located at 6547 Freedom Way in 29 Palms. You can learn more at 29palmsmusic.org. A Morongo Basin-wide food drive collected enough food and funding to bring big benefits to 8 local food pantries. 3 Rotary clubs, Joshua Tree, 29 Palms, and the Yucca Valley Sunset Rotary combined their efforts for the annual food collection held on Friday, April 24th. The club set up collection areas in 29 Palms and Yucca Valley East Stater Brothers grocery stores. Organizer Mary Helen Tuttle of the Joshua Tree Rotary said that the Yucca Valley location netted 122 bags and the 29 Palms location brought in 100 bags during the 6-hour event. The bags are valued at $25 each, representing a total value of over $5,000. In addition, donation jars at both locations netted another $371. The cash was used to purchase selected food items to fill in what was needed for each bag. Other donations from Rotary and private sources, plus a rollover from the 2025 event, brought in an additional $3,000. Tuttle says that the Rotary Clubs will continue to collect donations until May 5th and will give all the funds to the food pantries at the Joshua Tree Rotary meeting on Wednesday, May 6th. You can find more information at this story on our website, Z107.7fm.com. And that's your local news for Saturday. You can hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. More Morongo Basin residents get their local news from Z107.7 than any other source. Reporting out of Joshua Tree, California, alongside the award-winning Z107.7 News team, I'm Robert Hayden.